about to get to it. Okay.
We're about to get all the way
let's get right to it. Let's get right
to it.
Let's get right to it.
China, the epic battle of the week.
Yeah.
We locked in.
Y'all got it.
What's up, man?
What's up, Haas? Yo, peace, bro. What's going on?
Don't be
you can hear us?
on this shit like you some type of somebody, bro. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yo,
Hassan, you can hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
All right. First thing I want to ask is this. You said China's a culture vulture. And explain that to us. And from what I heard, China said that he wasn't messing with Matt Papa for the Troy Ave situation, and that's his opinion. I don't think he tried to cancel him or coach or anything. I think you took that a little bit too far. But what is your take on it?
Say that again. I was getting feedback because I had the other YouTube playing. So say that again.
So your beef with China is him saying that he's no longer watching my expert opinion, that he's no longer messing with Matt Hoffman and my expert opinion. That's your beef with him, right? And that's your
beef. My beef is like this, right? I don't learn from the Jews what I already knew. You see what I'm saying? I learned from the Jews what I already knew. Awesome. They taught us with Kanye West that you can't say nothing, you can't step into their business, and those rules are rules that we should have been applied to our lives. China Mac, I have no beef with China Mac outside of the fact that he has a big platform based off of black people, and by him saying in front of that audience that he's canceling Matt Hoffa, I can't stand for that, and I'm not going to stand for that. And me personally, how I personally feel, this ain't nothing personal against China Mac. This is me standing tall with my brother. You see what I'm saying? It's like when the UBN started on Rikers Island, and there was only about a handful of niggas running around, and you had to get busy. We had to stand tall together. It's like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, fight those who fight against you. A Muslim's life, property, and family is sacred to another Muslim. These are the rules that I'm playing by now. You strike my brother, I'm striking you. Bottom line to it is, no matter what anybody say, China Mac and all these other people are guests in our house when it comes to hip hop. In New York City, there is no black DJs outside of Funkmaster Flex. We keep allowing people to have a seat at our table, and then the table ends up belonging to them. Matt Hoffa bust his ass to get to where he at. Somewhere that the crazy part about it is, all you YouTubers that's coming up right now up under me, up under Math, I feel sorry for y'all because YouTube playing dirty now, but they not playing dirty with the colonizer. They're not letting channels grow. They're not pushing y'all in the algorithm. But when you turn around, you're gonna see 1090 Jake up there. I've never, ever seen China Mac not one time confront Vlad and tell Vlad you are done in this culture because you are leading too many niggas into indictments. But you will get up there, a nigga like Matt that started from the bottom, and tell him that his services is no longer needed because all of the information, and see, here's the rules, right? When all of the information is already on the internet, you can talk about what the hell you want to. If the internet, we already know Taxstone killed the boy. We already know Troy Ave shot the club up. The video is on the internet. So you can't tell a nigga, he can't ask questions that he done answered year after year after year. We already know this. But nevertheless, my whole thing is, right or wrong, black people got to learn when to say, you know what? Let's be like the Italians. You're not coming on their block and setting it on one of them physically, financially, verbally. And the reality of it is, one thing I realized, in order for us to be liberated, we have to start a war within ourselves. Because one thing I learned about black people as well is just like with 1090J. He's always promoting black on black crime, but you ain't seeing none of these white stories. He didn't even do a story on the white battle rapper that got stabbed to death. He left that shit in the mud.
All right.
And everybody, hold on, give me a second. And black people or letting these niggas get away with that. We'll sit up there and suck a white man dick, proud to have a Chinaman in our house, and disrespect black people all over the internet. And as far as China Mac beating me in this little battle that nigga said we had, that's based off of bias because my crowd is not saying that. So it's based off the crowd that you're watching.
Okay, so now you said that, Haas, and that's your. Now I know China Mac can defend himself, so I'm not even gonna speak for China. China, go ahead, you got the floor, bro.
What's going on, man? Yo, first of all, you race baiting, man. That's what you're doing. That's weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a problem with what I said, I ain't hear one thing you said disputing anything I said. What you just went straight off the fact of my race. You know what I mean? That's weak. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought you was a little more swifter, a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more agile, that you can actually come and have a conversation about what you're mad at instead of race bans. So it's easy for you to do that because you know the tension, you know the time right now. So it's easy to get everybody behind you so people could be like, oh, But let me ask you a question, you stupid, dumb motherfucker. Let me tell you this. You think you smart, but you're really dumb. Everybody watching you.
Did you hear me call you out your name?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Did you hear me call you out your name?
I'll let you talk this shit. Let me talk.
But I'm not gonna sit here and let you call me out my name. You're a grown man. I'm a grown man, right?
Well, listen. Well, I'm just saying. I'm not calling you out your name. I think you stupid. Now let me tell you why I think you're not smarter than Farrakhan. You're not smarter than Malcolm X. You're not smarter than Clarence 13X. And when I was coming up, what I was taught when my name was Supreme Asiatic was we are part of the same family. There's two different families, and we're all part of the same family. So what you're doing right now is you trying to separate and segregate. You're not smarter than Farrakhan, bro. You're not. You're not smarter than W.D. Fard Muhammad. You're not. So all that.
You think Farrakhan got something nice to say about your people?
Hold on, let me finish.
You think Africa got something nice to say about your people?
Let me finish, bro.
You think Jamaica got something nice to say about your people?
Hold on, Haas. When you spoke, everybody was quiet. Just give him the floor and you can respond to whatever he's saying.
You're not smarter than them. So now what I'm saying is what you trying to do is you trying to go with this race thing, right? I said what I said because of a personal situation that I saw that was on the internet that I could critique. It's on the internet. It's not right. This is hip-hop business. Whether you like to accept me or not, I'm part of hip-hop. I've been a part of hip-hop since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from China that just grew up one day and just came to New York and wanted to act black and started listening to music. This was what I was raised on. You understand what I'm saying? So by you calling me a visitor to hip-hop, it's like a white man saying that Michael Jordan is a visitor to basketball. That sounds stupid. It's like a white person saying Muhammad Ali is a visitor to fucking boxing. That sounds stupid. So for what you saying is, but culture is not skin complexion. Culture is what we was raised around. And Mikey B, I've been with Mikey B. He's seen me since I was a kid, 17, 18 years old. I've been this way, and I've always been that way. So now I said what I said. You can say what you want to say now.
Go ahead, Haas.
What I'm gonna say is this, right? You know Math. You could have called Math on the phone and said that to Math if you had a problem with Math. Instead, you took it to an audience. You could have hit Math up. You could have texted him. You could have called him. You could have emailed him. Instead, what you did was you went to an audience of millions of people, because even though they may say you got 300,000 subscribers, I know all of us got more subscribers than they're letting us see. So you went to 300,000 people and told them Math is done. I can't sit cool with that when you could have called that man on the phone. I'm not going to let, I don't care about, and I don't respect black people with the bullshit. Hip hop is black culture. Black culture. We don't share it. We allow people in this shit. I don't care what nobody say. That shit started in the Bronx amongst us. We cannot go inside China and just adapt to their culture and say it's our culture. It's their culture. Most Chinese people don't even like black people. They're more racist than white people. They're gonna stop with the bullshit. I don't give a damn what didn't even want to help Math Hoffa get to where he's at right now. He had to bust his ass. I came on Math platform twice. I was bigger than Math. I came on Math platform twice and merged my audience with his audience, and now Math is at the top of the game. And I'll be damned if I sit back and watch somebody from another culture cancel him when he bust his ass to get to where he at. I don't personally care. Listen, hold up. I don't personally care how anybody else black feel, because I know when it comes to our people, we hate each other more than anything. That's why when you go back to the penitentiaries, or you get these sucker ass niggas that come from jail in this arena that I built, the first thing y'all do is slay each other. No loyalty.
Check it out. I respect you. I respect everything you say as far as you supporting Math Hoffa and you feeling the way you feel about him. But on the same token, China Mac is a brother, bro. We gotta come to his aid and call a spade a spade. He been to our communities not only to make money but to help as well. We can't. So all the work that he did, none of that doesn't matter. All the work that he has done in his life, none of that doesn't matter. It matters.
Listen. Hold on. I'm gonna answer your question.
So you get some background for him. When I was in prison, I met China Mac in prison. He wrote me. He sent me pictures. Real dude stuff, just real dude stuff. He pulled up at my book release parties in Queens or wherever they was at. That support. I was in jail. I didn't ask him for nothing. He didn't have to do that. He wasn't like me at that time as far as banging. I met him on Neutral Queens time. That's how I met him. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is this: for a guy like that that's working and that's accepted in the culture, he's accepted in our culture. I'm not just saying accepted. I say he was growing in it. I'm saying he's a part of the culture. I'm saying he's just a part of the culture. How could you revoke that because he don't like Math Hoffa?
Hold on.
Listen, what you got? Listen,
Haas, hold on, Haas, and then you can speak, right? And I think so. I just met China Mac, right, physically, and I met him at the event where after the Muslims died in the fire on 183rd in the Bronx, right? And he was there with Mel Cross, and he was actually regulating in terms of providing support, logistical and technical support to the families and stuff like that, through clothes, food, shelter, everything, right? Now this is the thing, right? I think in this case, China Mac, from what I know about him, the little bit that I do know, I think he's actually one of the only few people in the Asian community who is actually going against his own culture, because traditionally there are a lot of biases and stereotypes that comes from the Asian community. So what I've seen from him is that he's actually fought against that own narrative to basically say, listen, that he's identifying, he's acknowledging the origins and the roots of where Asiatic people derive from. So he's not going against that truth. He's saying this, I can identify with this, but it's the majority of the Asian community themselves who either don't have knowledge of it, or if they do have knowledge of it, they choose to ignore that. So I think his story is unique, and it's not like an individual who's trying to exploit and take advantage of the culture for his own benefit. In addition to that, when we speak about the situation with Math, he was only speaking about his personal opinion with Math, not trying to X out Math and say, listen, I don't want you guys out there to watch that. I don't think he stated that. I think he was simply expressing that, being that his relationship with Math, being that he watches the his podcasts and things like that. I'm not dealing with that based on my values, based on my integrity. So everybody else can continue to do so. I think if he would have done so on that level, then you would have a valid point. So I just kind of wanted to put some clarity regarding that.
Oh yeah, I got something to say.
Hold up, you skipping past me. Wait your turn. My whole thing is like this, and I say that respectfully. I'm gonna say this again. I drew a line based off my principles and not nobody's feelings. When it comes to being an influencer, I understand the power of that. My words can cancel somebody that's weaker than me. Where the whole audience, I can sit up there and say something, nobody's rocking with you no more. So I understand the power of him being an influencer. And people actually loving this guy the same way they love me. He has his own audience. He built his own audience. So when you, like I said, once again, that's bullshit. People are going to take what he say as if he's Jesus. the same way they do me. When you build a law, I said with Papa, he worked hard to get to where he at. I don't care about whatever else China Mac did or what he's doing. I care about the one act that could have crushed Math Hoffa. He got a lot of people coming at him, and my whole thing is, for me, I'm getting tired of people selling our people the streets. I don't uphold the code of the street. I uphold the code of the village. And this is the problem with a lot of grown men. The men that's coming home from jail, the men that somebody is their shit making noise in the background. You gotta mute that. Niggas is coming home from jail, and instead of us becoming the grown men that we are supposed to be, the grandfathers, the elders, niggas is still stuck in a second childhood and playing the street game. This is not about the streets. It's about the village. I don't give a damn about no street code with no ignorant niggas all over the internet, all over video, who told on themselves with the crimes that they committed. What I care about, if anybody's going to say anything about this case with Troy Ave and Taxstone, Troy Ave has the power to actually get Taxstone out of jail by putting reasonable doubt there. He's already out. The district attorney already working with him. The nigga got caught with 3 guns and he's still on the street. Everything is public information. So when Mac was asked a question about a video that's on the internet, other interviews that's on the internet, how you gonna cancel a brother? Like, I don't give a damn what anybody outside the black community do. You are still a guest in black people's house. I don't care if you went shopping with me. I don't care if you went, when you come in my house right here, you are a guest. When you get into an argument with my wife and your kids, I'm going to ask you until it cools down to leave. No, you're not a chairman in our shit. You are a guest. And the problem is with people is y'all get caught up in your emotions when y'all don't play by the same rules that they people play with. You're not going in to no goddamn, and I'm not being disrespectful when I say that, but I meant that. Chinese restaurant is Chinese people culture. Karate is Chinese people culture. You cannot get inside anywhere when it comes to Chinese people culture. The sad part about it is with us, even amongst ourselves. You go to Jamaica, they call you what? The Yankee. Even amongst ourselves, we not included. So you want to tell me that China Mac gets to come in our house and he gets to say and do whatever he wants to, and people are going to support him, but you won't be able to do that in this house. I'll give you $10,000 right now if you can show me a picture with China Mac inside his house at a dinner table with black kids eating. I'll give both of y'all $10,000 right now. Produce a picture of him inside his house with his mother and father and black kids eating at the table. It was forbidden. I promise you, I don't even know his parents, and I guarantee you they don't like black people.
Is it my turn to speak?
Knock yourself out.
That last comment was crazy, House. But
all right.
That was crazy.
Listen,
is it true?
Listen,
is it true?
Campbell, Hassan Campbell, my bad. Listen, I got pictures like that. I produced those pictures. Now let me tell you this.
Go get them. You in your house? You in your house? Go get them.
I'm gonna produce them. Now listen, let me tell you something, right?
If you call me Hassan Campbell in my face, I would shoot you in your face, nigga. Watch your fucking mouth.
Well, if you call me,
I would shoot you dead in your face.
If you call me Chinaman in my face, I'll beat the shit out of you. How about that?
No, you won't. The same thing that happened to you in California happened to you again, where you don't want the footage out. Nigga, you would never put your hands on me.
Hold on, y'all.
Why you ain't beat the man up that put his meat between your legs?
Hold on, y'all.
I destroyed his army. I destroyed his army. I destroyed his army.
Hold on, Haas. Hold on, China.
But you think it's funny, but you're a man, right?
Yeah. Listen, hold on, let me finish, because he wanna call me out my name, so I called him out his name. That's it, right? Now we done with that. Now listen, let me speak my piece, right? So look, check this out, right? It's so easy for you to do this black and Asian thing. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy for people to do that. Is because what I see is you clickbaiting. You want more attention. Your channel is going down, so you see something, you know races are high.
Is it really? I just got another plaque.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. You see Asian and black thing, that's a hot topic. See, people see that, they gonna click that because it's something that the algorithms is pushing. They want us to be a part, so they gonna keep on pushing that. They gonna want to see that. People gonna want to click that. You know that. You're a YouTuber. You know that, right? Now, listen. Let me ask you a question. If you had a problem with what I said about Matt Hoffa, the same thing I said, Zip with the Drip said. Why didn't you do a video on him saying that? Why didn't you do that? Because
Can I answer?
Hold on. Let me finish.
You asked me a question, right?
When you was talking, I'll let you finish your thought. Let me finish my thought. Why you didn't say nothing when other people said the same thing I said? No, because you saw an opportunity for you to create this narrative, to push this narrative. Oh, he's Chinese. He's against this, whatever. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not refuting the fact that black people started hip hop. But when hip hop started, it was a New York City thing. There were Puerto Rican people there. There were all type. Whoever was there was there, right? It was a New York City thing. Now, what I'm saying is, I've been a part of that since the 80s. I've been a part of hip hop since since 87. That's when hip hop was introduced to me. Now, what makes me a visitor? Is it just solely my skin complexion, or is it my heart? Is it what I carry? Is it my morals, my principles, or is it solely my skin complexion? Now, if you say that I'm a visitor solely because of my skin complexion, then I would say then Michael Jordan would be a visitor to basketball, because a white man started basketball in America, and Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. So if we're gonna go by the same logic that you're going with, then that means all of these people, basketball players, football players, boxers, they're all, if they're not white, they're visitors, which doesn't make sense. That is just retarded. That doesn't even make sense, right? But now, but you're trying to push that on me. You're trying to push that on me.
How many questions are you asking me? One question at a time.
Hold on, let me finish. You're trying to push that on me like I'm from another country, like I'm from the suburbs, like I'm from somewhere else. When no, I grew up in the system like everybody else. All the project kids coming from Brownsville, coming from the Bronx, coming from Lower East Side, coming from Harlem, coming from Queens. We was all in the same spot. I grew up with them. We broke bread together. We learned together. We studied together. I studied God body lessons with them. They taught me stuff. I taught them stuff. So at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, my culture is what our skin complexion doesn't make your culture. You could be a black man in Russia, and if you're born and raised in Russia, your culture is going to be Russian. Your culture is not going to be the same thing that we have in the Bronx, New York City. So what you're trying to push is garbage. With that being said, I'm gonna let you finish.
But yo, listen, just a little before you go, Haas. Hip hop is a construct of black culture, but hip hop has no culture, has no race. It's a construct of black culture.
That's bullshit.
That's
bullshit. And not only is it not, hold up, Mikey B, give me the floor now. Hold up, Mikey B, give me the floor now.
I'm gonna give you time. Listen, but hip hop, when as we accept it as Chinese people, it's hip hop is on all the continents. Hip hop has many different dances, food now. We got hip hop is its own culture, bro. It's not a color.
Right now, what you're doing, Mikey B, you rewriting the Bible. Stop it.
True. That's not.
No, it is true. Hold up. First, what you need to do is, right, take your ass to the Bronx, go to the Hip Hop Museum, sit down, have a conversation with KRS-One so he can break down the fundamentals, the 5 elements of hip hop. In order to speak on hip hop, you got to come by, it's like when you get blooded in, you got to come by the rules. Hip hop has rules to it. There's a foundation to it. There's elements to it, whether it be the breakdancing, the graffiti, you see what I'm saying? There's 5 elements that comes along with that. Now, what you're doing is, one of the things that happened when I came out on Africa Bambaataa in the Zulu Nation, which is the first family of hip hop. Zulu Nation is the first family of hip hop, and everybody in the industry will tell you that. All the jams that they talk about in the center was in Bronx River. It started out in the Bronx. Hip hop. No, hold up. Because you ain't water that nigga down. Don't water me down. And when this video plays, it's gonna look biased because everything that is. Oh, let me finish.
So listen, I was just.
No, Mikey B, let me finish though. But you making me lose my train of thought though.
You're speaking to us though, and now you.
Yeah, but you're making me lose my train of thought, Mikey B.
I understand that, but what you talk about us, and you're talking about the platform and how we conducted it. I was just giving you some dialogue on what the culture of hip hop is.
But you're giving me wrong dialogue.
It's not just black people. No, it's not true.
You're giving me wrong dialogue. First of all, any pioneer in hip hop right now, and matter of fact, I'll send you videos. They're going to tell you that this is our culture, and everybody else is an outsider, even Eminem.
Said it was a construct of black culture, but hip hop is its own thing now. It's its own. It outgrew that. You're trying to keep hip hop in the Bronx. It's not in the Bronx no more. It's in every country in the world.
You don't even understand the power of your words and what you're saying.
What are you? Are you Puerto? What are you? You black?
What you don't? I'm not. First of all, I wasn't finished.
Right.
So that's for one. That's for one. For two, now you're inviting other people to talk over me. You see what I'm saying? Like Moshe, if you called me here, why did you call me here for y'all to be biased?
Ain't nobody biased.
Nah, nobody.
You just totally, y'all just totally.
Biased. You're speaking your side, and China's responding to it.
I'm not getting a chance to speak my side because now you're pulling people up while I'm talking. Mikey B's cutting me off. Y'all didn't cut China Mac off not one time.
You talking to us? When you speak to us, we can answer. If you speak
but
to
us, but in the debate, people answer when the other person stops speaking. You see what I'm saying? Y'all didn't do that to him. So automatically listen. Bottom line to it is, I'm not even gonna waste my time going any further. I said what I said defending Math Hopper, and I'm going to say it again. He asked the question, why I didn't say it to Zip with the drip? Because I feel like you are in violation. I play by rules. The rules that I'm playing with, if you're white, you're a guest at our house. Black people got to learn to take their shit back. Zip with the drip got a right to say what he want to say. Troy Ave got a right to say what he want to say. I personally feel like China Mac has no business in black business. I feel like Vlad has no business in black business. If you're interviewing a person and they decide to tell their story, that's cool. But if you decide to get up there and instigate shit or put your mind in the mix of black people business, my thoughts is mind your fucking business. Mind your fucking business. It's not your business. It has nothing to do with you. I will not sit back and watch no Chinese man, no white man, or no motherfucking Jewish man cancel a black man ever again. At some point in time, somebody got to learn to set the trend, and I guess that shit will start by me. I saw what they did to Kyrie. I saw what they did to Kanye West. You can't talk about them, so you can't talk about us. And anybody that's black, that's willing to allow the outsider, the colonizer, to come in and actually speak on black people's shit as if they got a place and we can't do it with them, it's a fucking sellout. That's how I feel.
All right. So first of all, thank you, Hassan, and China and Hassan. If myself and Mikey, at any time you guys were speaking, trying to say something where y'all wanted to get your point across, we apologize. Listen, the goal right here is for us to have a healthy dialogue. We understand there's going to be some times where things get out of control, but we want to keep things into perspective. So when China's speaking, let him speak. When Hassan is speaking, let him speak so that we can get everything we got to get out there. Nothing gets misconstrued, and there's that respect factor there. Now I do understand what Haas is saying, right? I do get the part of there being that it was started by black individuals, whether we want to talk about elders migrating from Jamaica over here and individuals who were already over here, Bronx River. I think China's very much aware of that culture. I don't think that's right. I do think that that's important. But I do believe, to Mikey's point, that we have, in spite of that, evolved. And I do believe that hip-hop itself was a construct that was supposed to challenge the state apparatus, the system itself, because the system itself was oppressing us as a people, disenfranchising us further, marginalizing us further. So it was a way for us to express ourselves, right? So I think that at this point it has evolved. Now, the point that you get now, Haas, which is a great point, that it has been taken over by commercialism, by corporate thugs in that regard, and now it appears as if we no longer have control over it. I totally agree, and I don't think that China disagrees with that. But I think that by labeling China, and I'm saying this with all fairness, a Vlad is kind of stepping over that, because the difference between them is that Vlad never had no dealings with us in our communities from the ground up to the present, and that's the difference between China's situation than someone like Vlad. He's actually grew up with us in that regard, so that's a whole different vibe. Now you probably can disagree, and I'm not in this case trying to defend you or his position. I'm saying I'm putting it in the context that if we're going to speak about something being fair, that's a fair assessment to say. If you want to speak in this case about Vlad versus China, I think that's kind of overstepping the boundary. That's just my opinion in that regard. And you might say I'm wrong about that, but I just think that that's my perspective on that. But China, I know you want to respond to that.
Yeah. So
I mean, let me finish though. Let me finish though. China said you said my channel was dying, right? And just within the last 22 hours, I got over 100,000 views. My topic that I did with you, I got 62,000 views. Your topic, you went 3 times and you still didn't even get that. So if my channel, I mean, you've been on YouTube before me. If my channel was dying, yours already died. Number for number, you can't match with me. You can't rock with me. People already know that my platform is being sabotaged by the colonizer, because my voice is too powerful. Every day I'm up here using my voice to where even the mayor is speaking out on the shit that I'm speaking out on. Even the mayor. When you sat up there, you said, what am I doing for my community? I just did a coat drive, book bag drive 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So it's like, I don't sit up here and post. First and foremost, I don't have a 501c3 where I'm getting grants for the government and I'm being sponsored from the government. I don't trust nobody who works for the government. I don't trust nobody who has a 501c3 from the government. That's what infiltrated the churches and made the pastors sell out the people. So I understand the power of a 501c3. Everything that these dudes do is sponsored and paid for. I don't trust the majority of jail niggas that's working for the government right now. I've never in my life, for example, tried gangster. I've never in my life seen a blood get paid more money than the mayor. I know there's something not right about that. Malcolm X wouldn't accept that. I mean, the old Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad wouldn't even accept that, because we know it's something that's not right about that. But it is what it is. Back in the days, the Black Panthers was executed for trying to get free lunch. Now the government is paying and sponsoring Bloods, but at the same time locking up Bloods. Which one is it? Our people is confused. Niggas sit up there and talk shit about me. You sat down with Tekashi 6ix9ine, but the whole message what niggas missed was when I sat down with the nigga, I pressed him over telling on the driver, Ish, who didn't do anything to him. It took that man away from his kids, and he didn't have nothing to do with the criminal activities. But everybody looked past that. But at the same time, y'all sit up there and watch Whack 100 run with 6ix9ine. Corey King is sitting up there dealing with Whack 100 and all the rest of these dudes when these dudes are violating and breaking the oath. And it's like y'all make excuses when shit ain't right, and y'all overlook a lot of shit that ain't supposed to be overlooked. Half these niggas is working, half these niggas is CIA. Half these niggas is government plants, and y'all sitting up there embracing these niggas and hugging them. The same way Jim Jones, you see him sitting up in the picture with CEO Chris. We being infiltrated all over the place, and y'all love the colonizer. Y'all love these agents. All the way up into the penitentiary. Y'all can't see when the government put a plan amongst you? Oh, niggas grew up with us. No, they didn't. Absolutely not. Why? In the penitentiary? Who put them there? When China come invade America, do you think they're going to be nice to black people? Have you ever seen the way Chinese people in China treat black people? Are y'all not paying attention to the way how China is over there in Africa taking over the African seas right now? Africans can't even fish in their own water without the Chinaman's permission. Do y'all not see what China is doing to Jamaica? Are y'all not watching and seeing what China is doing to Jamaica? The problem with you niggas is y'all claim to be real niggas, but you love the colonizer as they killing us off. Well, no, not this one right here. Not this one right here. Nigga could have sat up there and said the math off of your math, man. I love you, math, but you bugging. In a respectable way. I'm done with you, Matt. Like, what? Why people are not showing this energy when our children dying in the streets? Niggas is more mad about the coldest silence than niggas is mad about our babies dying in the streets. That's why the black community is on life support. And most black people will suffer all the way till they die because we can't get our shit right. The only thing we want to uphold is this sorry-ass gangster image. The gangster accolades. Oh, I went to jail. Yeah, I was getting busy. I did this. I did that. Like, what? So when you get home from jail, let me see you cash that shit in. You can't. I see 30 and 40 niggas standing on the corner, all had RICO cases, they all home now, and niggas ain't got no answers for our people. Niggas is straight weak. And they come home and get mad at me because the nigga with no education that got died, everybody comes to my channel to see my opinion more than everybody else. So niggas envy me. And that's the bottom line. My name is the #1 name on this fucking internet. So when you say I'm watering, I'm dying down a little bit, I should be dying down a little bit. I mean, I've been rocking this shit for how many years? Getting 100,000 views every single day, raking my people up.
All right.
#1 voice sitting up there. #1 voice trying to stop these black kids from killing each other.
All right.
The only voice that was trying to stop drill music when them kids was killing each other.
Let China respond to that.
Yo, one thing about you is you a flip flopper. You know what I'm saying? You a flip flopper. You say one thing, and then next week you say another thing. Cause I could show a video where you bigging me up. Now all of a sudden, when the shit fits to your narrative, and you can see that, oh, I could do this. Now you switching it up. Now I'm a culture vulture. Now I'm this. Now I'm that.
China Mac, if you do something positive, I'm gonna big you up. If you do something positive, I'm gonna big you up. Go ahead.
And listen to you.
Go ahead. For 10
minutes. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. You flip flop. You go from one thing to another. Whatever's the hot thing, you twist it to your narrative. You don't go by fact. You play on the minds of the people. You play with emotions. That's what you do. You're not really trying to cause change. What you're really trying to do is just cause all types of commotion so you could run up your channel, so you could run up views. Let me tell you what I do, bro. I go talk to the youth. Every month I go talk to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Every month I go pull up on my bro Bill and we go talk to the youth. Whenever anything is going on in the neighborhood, whenever anything is going on, I use my platform and I help. And I go, I get clothes for people. I do whatever I can for the people because I look at the black people like my people. When I first came home, I was on parole. Freddie Gray got killed in Baltimore. This is before Black Lives Matter. This is before it was the in thing to do. I took my ass on parole, went out there and stood with Freddie Gray, almost got it on with police and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? Where I come from, there wasn't no race. It was just two colors. It was blue and it was green. And all of us in the green, we was against the people in the blue because they were the oppressors. They were the oppressors. And I know for a fact, being in prison, that the only way that 200 guards can control 3,000 inmates is what? Separation. You keep this group over here, you keep this group over there, you keep that group over there. Everybody worried about what we doing, we fighting amongst each other, and that leaves us less opportunity to overtake the jail. And the same thing that's happening in jail is the same thing that's happening here. And what you're doing is you are feeding into that. You are feeding right into that program, and what you're doing is you're causing more of a divide, which is not helping the people. All it's doing is causing more hate and causing more turmoil and causing more confusion. You are an agent. You are a culture vulture. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave my piece.
Well, I mean, I tell you like this, right? You came home on parole and went out of town, or you was almost gonna fight the police on parole. Me personally, I feel like you CIA. If I see you do something positive, anybody positive, I'll give you your accolades. I do the same thing to Jim Jones. I see him do something fucked up, I check him. When I see him do something positive, I say shout out to Jim Jones for doing whatever he did, because that's the balance. That's the scale of life that the law judges us by. When you sin, there's a reward for it. When you do good deeds, there's a reward for it. So if somebody does something right, I'll say that's what's up. Somebody do something wrong, I'll say that's what's up. I mean, at the end of the day, my dick flip-flop in your mother's mouth. It does. It gets hard and then it goes down. It gets hard and then it goes down. I mean, at the end of the day, disrespect. No, but he's playing. But see, he's sitting up there like a 2-year-old trying to taunt me, and you ain't telling him to chill out. So disrespect earns disrespect. If you would have told Shorty, if you would have told him to chill out, then I would have chilled out. But the reality of it is, that shit don't make me mad, because the reality of it is, one thing I understand is that you are everybody in the black community is not going to accept this nigga. Everybody doesn't accept him. He's only accepted by the blood niggas that was in jail with him and the lost ass, weak ass black people that's looking for a friend outside of their community. Everybody in our community ain't with this shit. They ain't with him and they ain't with everybody else. Some of us is trying to get our shit together. We can't worry about nobody else right now. All I hear is about what he's doing in the black community. Nigga, what the fuck is you doing in your own community? Anytime you that invested in black people and black people's issues, I gotta ask who sent you. There's no way in hell I'm gonna fight more for another culture than my own culture. With all the shit that Chinese people is going on in China, he's not bringing no awareness to the shit, the deaths that's going on, the FEMA camps that's going on, concentration camps that's going on in China. All you hear talking about is in black people business. You're not concerned about what's going on, the deaths that's going on, the Holocaust that's going on within your own people, where hundreds of thousands of them are being killed by your own government. But and in some cases in China, what's going on with the Chinese people is worse than what's going on with black people in America. But you focus on black Americans, nigga, your government. I see through you. And all the jokes and the laughing and the smiling ain't gonna make me smile with you, nigga. You're full of shit. Bottom line to it is, when you sit up there, you try to disrespect math like that, I stepped up to the plate, and it is what it is. And if my channel was failing, it's still doing better than yours.
All right, so listen, let me tell you something, man. First of all, I've never been to China. I've never been to China. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in New York City. I've never been to China. So I can't speak on anything about China. I don't know anything about China. I don't know what's going on in China. I know what's
I've never been to Africa.
Hold on, let me finish. I know what's going on here. So I speak on what's going on here. I grew up in hip hop. That is what interests me. So that's what I speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. I speak on what interests me. I speak on what's around me. I speak on what I see. Just like you. You speak on whatever you speak on. It's cool for you to speak on it. It's cool for you to speak on whatever, but whenever somebody else speak on it, do the same thing you do or whatever, then you got an issue with it. That's hypocritical, my friend. Now, let me tell you, I have people. Have you ever been to China? You have never been to China. So let me tell you.
I will never go to China.
Hold on. You've never been to China. So for you to say that black people are getting treated like shit in China, when China doesn't have YouTube, China doesn't have Instagram. China doesn't have none of that. So everything that you're getting, all the information that you're getting from somewhere else. You're getting from third party, right? So now let me tell you something. I have friends that I could call that are in China right now, and they will tell you they have never got kicked out of a store. They never got harassed. They never got none of that. They're living great. They look at them like gods in China. All the women fuck with them. All the men admire them, want to be like them. That's how it is in China. And I could bring people up here right now and prove that. That's in China right now. So everything that you're saying is just regurgitated bullshit that you're just trying to use and flip to fit your narrative so you can push whatever agenda you're trying to push. And
Moshe, do me a favor.
And your agenda.
If this gonna be between me and China Mac, get that nigga the fuck up out of here. I'm not talking to none of these other niggas.
I asked you to talk to me, nigga.
Moshe, I came up here to talk to y'all, not him. I don't like him.
Your agenda is bullshit. Your agenda fits a narrative of trying to divide and conquer. That's what I'm trying to keep on going. Your agenda doesn't fit the narrative that because hip hop started, it included everybody. Hip hop wasn't when it started, it included everybody. It was us against the machine, right? And now what you're doing is you trying to change the essence of hip hop. What you're trying to do is you're trying to switch it and flip it and make people a certain type of other people. And that right there is not responsible. That right there is not upholding what hip hop is. That right there is not upholding any morals or principles. What you're doing is solely trying to work on people's emotions, work on all of this stuff that's going on so you can get your own views, so you can get your money up, so you can get your personal gains up.
You said that already.
Hold on. Now, I'm a part of making content. I like to make content. I make money off of content. But if you look at my content has never been on the backs of black people. All of my content has been upholding black people. I paint black people in the best light that I know because I know black people. You know what I'm saying? Mikey B, I could go there. I would bring Mikey B to my family. Mikey B, you could, when I come to New York on Monday, you can come. If you're in New York, you can come eat food with my family. We can celebrate Chinese New Year together, my brother. Now, I can't say all Chinese people is like that, but we are growing. We are growing too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our ancestors, they've been fed the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They've been fed the same bullshit that you're trying to regurgitate to the people. So a lot of my people are lost too. And my job is to wake our people up. My job is to show my people that we are similar. If you look at Mikey B's cheekbones, Mikey B, we look like we got the same cheekbones. We got the same nose. Look at my brother right here. We got the same nose. Look at you. We got the same nose. So what I'm saying is we have more in common than we actually think. But it's people like you that try to push this divide and conquer. And I've been in prison, and like I said, the only way to control a whole prison is divide and conquer. And you, my friend, is pitching in with that.
What I'm pitching in with, and what I'm saying, and it just because I'm not gonna go back and forth. We're saying the same thing over and over. What I'm gonna say, Moshe, anytime I don't have no problem with coming on your platform or whatever, but the Mac Mings and all the rest of that, me and China Mac got a little issue. We address each other as men or get disrespectful, whatever. The rest of these niggas, I'm not like I don't deal with trolls. I don't fuck with China Mac Ming. I don't fuck with that dude. I don't never want to be on a platform with him. I don't never want to have a conversation with the nigga. Once that dude put a video on the internet with me backing out a gun in Bronx River and tried to get me locked up, I don't never want to speak to him. There is no justifying that. If he was in jail in Attica and he did some shit like that, niggas would have killed him in the yard. If he was in the feds and he did some shit like that, niggas would. I don't want to talk to that dude. Don't never bring me in the presence of none of these other dudes. The issue here was between me and China Mac. Bottom line to it is, I stand on what I say. At this point in time, in my life, me being a black man, I'm only concerned of rising a black nation. Shout out to all other nationalities, but Martin Luther King led us into a burning house. He led us, and that's his words. When he realized he went against what Malcolm X was saying, I ain't got no beef with nobody until you touch my brother, harm my brother, or disrespect my brother. And I'm going to say it again. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, says a Muslim's life, family, and property is sacred to another Muslim. And outside of Islam, black men have to treat black men like that. I saw a Chinese man attack a black man, and I stood tall from that, and I stand on that. Anybody else that don't like that, it is what it is. That's how it is where I come from. China Mac don't come from. Hold up.
I respect.
We respect your opinion.
Support other people, but I just think the way that China, personally, this is my opinion. The way that you're saying China's a culture vulture, let me tell you something. Especially in this chat too, it's a lot of racist stuff in the chat. A lot of Chinese people don't like this or like black people. See, this is the thing that got us here right now, because we are using the opinions of people that we don't even know. If you don't even know someone, you're just boiling the whole Chinese people, and that's what they did to black people. They put us.
But Mikey B, you being biased right now.
Give me a hold on. And they stereotype.
You swaying the crowd towards China Mac.
I'm not swaying nothing.
And then you hold up, Mikey.
Because
hold on, Haas. Let them speak, and then you can go, Haas.
I listened to you for a while. I've been listening to you for most of the show.
But Mikey, that's not fair though.
No, hold on.
Come on, Mikey, that's not fair though.
Hold on, Haas. Let them speak, and then you.
I just said I pick you up for supporting Math Alpha. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I start with that? But I'm just telling you on the same talk, I'm going to support China Mac as well, because China Mac, what? He's a part of our community. He has worked for our community in all type of different ways. And I'm not just talking about one community, because We're just saying black culture and street culture. That's two different communities. That's not the same thing. So he's a part of street culture, the street community. He's a part of hip hop, and he's a part of the black community, the black culture. My wife loved China Mac. My people love. My mother loved China Mac. What you mean? My family, like he said that. If I tell them, yo, China Mac is coming over to eat. Hold on, I'm cooking everything. Yo, we going. They love China Mac. The people love China Mac. So you can't take that away from him. He's loved throughout the communities in America. He's been to more communities in America to more black communities than I did. And I've been to a lot of different black communities that love me. So you cannot just take that because he said his opinion on somebody. It's something that he's seen that we all know that you shot at as well. And you know certain things ain't right. Like, come on, man.
And I think, hold on, Haas. And I know you want to respond, Haas, right? So I think the matter is that everybody's opinion matters in this case, right? I don't want to invalidate what Hassan Campbell say, because what you say, that's your opinion. You have a platform, you have a voice. You can say what you want to say. You dig what I'm saying? China Mac has a platform, he has a voice, and he can say what he want to say. I think that what happens a lot of times is that we get into the habit of just responding on a person's opinion. I think he basically stated how his feelings were. I'm not supporting math anymore. He's not supporting math no more. Now, I do understand, Hassan. I don't want you to think that I don't understand what you're saying when you say because of his influence, because of his platform, when he says something like that, it could then now, reverberate to the people who he has influence over, and it can metastasize and become, an instance in which he's not literally supporting math. It can become like a cancel culture type thing. I do understand that, but I don't want to question anyone's intentions because I don't have the ability to look in China Mac's heart to see if this is what his intentions is to X out anybody, whatever like that. What I do know, I have to speak to his integrity, his character, and what we do know. And what we do know is that his character has not been of that. Now, if you want to say all of what you want to say, then yeah, you have the right to do that. That's your opinion. I just respectfully disagree, my brother. Now, I know you want to comment. Go ahead, Haas.
All right, let me say this. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to go back and forth. For one, y'all should have extended this. Y'all should have extended this platform to Math Hopper. He should be the one up here actually talking and not me. For one, for two, hold up. For two, it's like when I look at the setup, this live right here shouldn't have nobody but me, you, Mikey B, and China Mac. All the other add-ons, that's a lynching. That was a setup. It was a lynching. It was a straight lynching. Nobody does dialogue like that. That shit reminds me of that 050 nasty shit where men can't be men. Me being a black man on a black platform with a Chinese man that loves black people so much that was actually, he thought it was funny. He made fun of black people's chicken, but not only did he do that, scratch all that, he's supposed to be a caring man, loving man that loved black people that thought child rape was funny. Then he went on his platform and lied and told everybody I was 16 years old when I was raped by a man. I told everybody I was 12, right? But this is the master manipulation. See, grown men don't find it funny when a man has been molested. Nobody finds that funny, but it's crazy how all of the defense, y'all niggas became this nigga defense attorney and vouch for him. Y'all vouch. Oh, no, let me finish. Y'all vouch for it. No. It was biased. Listen, let me finish. Y'all was biased, but here it is. I'm your black brother up here, and I could be humiliated. Niggas could laugh at me being like, it's crazy how strong I have to be amongst my own people, because if I wasn't strong, I probably would have committed suicide behind all the foul jokes.
Bro.
All these men. Oh, no, let me finish. No, dude, I did not do that to him. Let me finish. Now, what time did y'all stop this nigga? As a black man, I got to be strong by myself. As a black man, and he's laughing. When in all actuality, you took an oath to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make my blood sacred. Right? As a black man, I have to defend myself by myself. When I go on black platforms, I get jumped by my own people and outsiders. When I go on black platforms, there's no compassion for me. As y'all brother, there's no compassion. And it's like, yo,
don't got no compassion for
No. Let me finish. Because the reality of it is, when I listen to you, and I listen, and when the people look at this and they watch this video in the audience, they're not gonna feel like, yo, you know what? This was a dope build. This feel like a slaughter. And I have to listen. I have to say this because let me finish. Because even still, when I say certain things, I get cut off. This man never got cut off, not one time, because it was biased. And even still, I don't even care if everybody disagrees with me. You're entitled to that. But when you start reading the comments, and then you start trying to sway the people in the comment section against their own thoughts while I'm sitting here. Mikey B, you've been to jail, you've been to court. If you seen the judge do that in the courtroom, you'll be flipping over tables because you know that it's a slaughterhouse, man. That's so biased. Like, okay, I agree, you spoke on his behalf, but then when the people in the comment section, it's like, yo, being black is the worst feeling in the world. I wish I could wake up and go to sleep and look like that motherfucker. Because if I look like him, let me finish. Let me finish. Please let me finish. Because the reality of it is, when it comes to my people, I am the most joked and laughed at nigga on the internet. This Chinese man, niggas don't even know him. Y'all know him, but other niggas don't even know him. Or come to his aid. But when this child victim that took on the whole Zulu nation and half of hip hop behind the scenes in the streets where niggas died. See, I don't speak about shit that's unsolved on the internet, but niggas died behind this shit going on with me. Black men did not step up and say, Hassan Campbell, how can we help you get rid of Bambaataa? How can we help you get rid of the council, Mickey Benson, who was Fat Joe's old manager, Ice-T's manager? How can we help you fight this army where all these niggas got money and soldiers and you by yourself? Nobody stood by me and grabbed me by my shoulder and said, brother, I got you. Now what you heard them say was, nigga, you got thawed. He thawed you. Nobody sat up there and said, yo, son, I got your back. Nobody sat up there and said, yo, why he's always breaking down on the internet? Why this brother always crying? Why is this brother losing his mind like that? Oh, he's probably going to go to the cuckoo house. Where was the help and the support from my black community? Why every time I turn around, I got a black man asking me, why every time I'm talking to the black men, not you, China Mac, I'm talking to the brothers now. I want their response. Why every time I turn around, a black man asks me, am I Puerto Rican? No, I ain't fucking Puerto Rican. My mother's black and my fucking father's black. Why I gotta be I'm the culture vulture now. I'm the culture vulture. My family is Native American. And no, I ain't never been to Africa, but I check on my people to find out what's going on in Somalia. And even though it might go through a third party, I'm hearing about the deaths over there. And it makes me grieve and cry for my people. I'm never going to love nobody else's people more than my people. I'm not going to stop trying to figure out what's going on with my people. The answer that he gave about his people in China is the answer of the CIA. Oh, that's third party. There's no YouTube over there. All over the world, we are hearing the cries of the people in China and what the hell they going through. But that's not his concern. I never been over there. I've never been to Africa. But I know what's going on with the colonizers over there. And I'm sick and tired of everything we touch. Black people ain't gonna never have shit. Because we gonna always come up with an excuse to pass it over to the next colonizer. We gonna never have nothing.
Yo, Haas, let me just comment on a few of the things. Hold on, China. Let me just touch on just a few bullet points. Please forgive me, my brother. And Haas, forgive me, my brother, too, right? So the first thing you touched on, I need to address, is the issue of bringing other individuals on the platform. And you're right? The issue is about China Mac and yourself, right? Now, the reason we do that, just so you know, it's not our intention to jump you. That's just false, right? What we do at We Locked In is we like to bring people on to add their views on it. So just like people are commenting in the chat, we want people out there to just basically give their analysis on it. But you're right. It should have been just between you two guys, right? So I take responsibility for that, and I'm sure my brother Mikey, we share responsibility in that. So it wasn't an intention to try to jump you, and that's just not true.
We don't do that here. We not.
That's not true. The second thing I want to address is the issue dealing with you and Africa being body. I'm gonna be all the way honest with you, and wallahi, right? This is the truth. I don't know anything about it. Nothing. Other than YouTube and that this platform of what's said and stuff like that. I don't take anything on face value because I don't know anything. I don't have knowledge about the nuances, the intricacies, the details, or anything like that. I don't know. And I mind my business. So I can't give you no information beyond that. I don't want to know anything beyond that. Now, the third thing I want to touch on is this. Nobody at We Locked In is making fun of anybody who, in this case, and I've heard you state this more than anybody, that something has happened to you on that regard, that there was some form of sexual abuse or whatever the case may be like that. There's nobody at We Locked In that's going to make fun of anybody who's a victim of sexual abuse. I'm not proud to be standing up here talking about something that may have happened. I'm not doing that. And Mikey B's not doing that neither. Neither is KK. That's not what we getting. We're just not doing that, right? The fourth thing I want to touch on is that there's no lynching in this case, bro. There's no lynching. I don't know, you're making this out to be, where we're jumping you and we're bringing people. No, it's just not like that. We gave you guys an opportunity to speak, and perhaps we did bring individuals on inadvertently with the intention that they would be able to add their narrative, their opinions regarding stuff, and then they would basically go. But it's nothing to do with us trying to jump you. And the fifth thing I want to touch on, the final thing is this, right? The only reason I'm able to defend China Mac in this case is because being Damu at one time, I know of his work. That's it. Outside of that, I wouldn't be able to do that because you and I don't have that history together. It's only a little bit that I'm able to speak of, which is what? The YouTube situation or a mutual acquaintance that you and I both have who basically told us in private, yo, bro, that's my bro. Outside of that, I don't have anything to go on. So I don't know. I don't know. You can't then accuse us falsely that we're somehow bringing you up here to attack you. Nah, bro, that's not what this is. That's not what this is. And I just wanted to kind of touch on that. So please forgive me for being long-winded. Y'all tuned in to We Locked In, man. I'm your host, Moshe Kent. I'm here with my brother, Mikey B. And with our special guest, we're here with Hassan Campbell and China Mac. I know, China, you wanted to respond to that. Please forgive me.
Let me say something, right? First of all, Hassan Campbell, I'm going to apologize for coming at you like that. But the reason why I came at you like that is because you came at me. You came at my whole race of people. Like, you had chicken wings and talking about kung fu flicks and all that. I can't come at you like that because I'm not going to. I'm not going to feed into the race shit. But I came at you with the next thing. And I didn't mean to, I know you want to play with that. And I'm not trying to personally, really, I didn't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it was something funny. You fired at me. I'm firing back at you. You came at me on some race stuff. You came at my whole people. So I'm just coming at you on the next thing. That's like if we on the gate and we just banging, I'm just saying whatever to get you riled up. You saying whatever to get me riled up. And at the end of the day, I know whatever you went through, bro, I don't really know too much. I just know the surface level. And I want to say as a man, I don't want to make fun of that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I won't do that no more. But I just ask that you don't come at me and you don't come at my people. Like, you know what I mean? If you're going to make a joke, make it how ugly I am, make it how I look like a fish or whatever the fuck you want to say. But don't come at my whole people. Then when you do that, you know what I'm saying? Because then when you do that, then it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Then what the fuck am I going to say? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I do respect you. You know what I mean? I do know that you have a voice, and I do know that the people watching appreciate your voice, and I appreciate your voice. But at the same time, I gotta protect myself. You know what I'm saying? You firing at me, I gotta fire back. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, I'm glad that we had this conversation. It's not like we never spoke before. So you do know that I have respect for you, and I know that you have respect for me. But this type of stuff right here, this whole race thing, and it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous and it's not responsible. You know what I mean?
Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like.
And for the people, my Asian people,
everybody watching in all 18 platforms, hit that like button. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? And all of my people like Mikey B, every Moshe, all of y'all see the work that I'm trying to do to change the narrative, to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got to change that shit. All that shit that we seen our ancestors and our grandparents that was looking at black people. It was there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's not there no more, but I'm trying my best to change that narrative, and as well as Mikey B and other brothers is trying to do the best to change that narrative over there. Because honestly, I'm telling you, we have more in common than we think. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, man, all respect to you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But respectfully, man, I do want to apologize for me making fun of a situation that was
real shit.
That,
I respect that, China Mac.
That probably respect me might took offense to that, and I ain't mean to do that. It was just you came at me, and I came back at you. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all, who came with the chicken first?
Him, man.
Who brought the chicken into this?
I didn't want to say that, but Haas told me, man. Haas like, yo, baby. But you know what, though? I thought it was all, honestly, when Mikey told me, I thought it was like, oh, shit, they wilding. They came with the chicken and the sauce, the duck sauce. I was like, yo, they wilding. I didn't really look at it where it was really that. And, yo, I'm not going to lie, Haas, you brought a lot of underlying stuff that I didn't even know existed. I thought it was more when Mikey brought it to my attention like it was all in jokes. But now I'm thinking, oh, shoot, Haas really feel away. I'm like, oh, all right. I didn't really know it was on that level. So that's why when I called you, I thought, you notice I was laughing. Yo, yeah, we up there, we bugging right now. Yo, we just having fun. I didn't realize it was that deep of a matter. And I'm glad that China, can apologize because look, another thing we do here, we locked in, and you know this, Haas, we came up here before with various individuals so that individuals could settle their differences. But we do understand what the YouTube vibe is about. I get it, I understand it, whatever like that. But I'm of the ilk that's like, look, the more united, the better. I think we all can eat, everybody be all right? That's how I look at it, right? But the reality is that, we're gonna always agree to disagree. Everybody's not gonna always agree with each other, and I understand that. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't expect for you two to agree with each other. And I actually thought that was funny that he's coming up with the thighs, but then I realized I said, damn, this is a sensitive issue because that issue is directly connected to a trauma that you faced. And we always talking about trauma here. And I need to learn more about that from a privately. Like I need to call you up and be like, yo, Haas, let's vibe. Because we ain't even vibe on that level. So I need to holler at you on some like, yo, bro, my bad for not even getting aware of that. Like I'm not even, and maybe I'm a little bit too self-absorbed with what's going on in my life. And Mikey could attest to that I'm like oblivious to a lot of stuff. Mikey brings
a lot of stuff. I'm the one that you watching. I was watching both of y'all lives. I was watching, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
yo, Haj, y'all see what's behind me. Like I'm tapped in. Like I get focused on what I'm doing, and I don't really get caught up. So a lot of times I don't know, but I need to spend more time with vibing with you. Like, yo, I need to talk to you. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? And that's just on a personal level. But go ahead, man. Pardon me, y'all.
Hold on, before you go, Haj, let me just say this real quick. All right. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King's birthday, right? We observing it tomorrow. One of the things that he said that was famous, one of the great things he said was judging people by the content of their character. I hear a lot of people in here saying Chinese people don't like black people, and I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's something you experience, but you can't put this on one man, on what somebody else have done in the past, or what you have seen in the store, what you have seen on TV, or nothing. You got to judge him by the content of his character. When I see China Mac, I don't see everybody else. I see him for who he is and what he has been to us and our culture, and me personally to myself and my family. You understand what I'm saying? What he has done in our community. So we got to judge people by the content of their character and what they're doing today, because we all have pasts. We all have done things. We all came from the street life, right? Haas, all of us. And look what we have. We all working for the community. We all changed our lives. We all doing good things, positive things out here in the community right now. You see what I'm saying? And we got to put that at the forefront of a lot of the stuff that we're talking about and a lot of these positions that we take, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because now the whole narrative has moved to not just Hassan versus China Mac, but black people versus Chinese people. And it's not. It's supposed to be kept between y'all as people, and whatever y'all going at, y'all should be going about the content of whatever the argument is, and not just saying, all right, let's make this about Chinese people because this is China Mac. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this about Bronx or Bronx River because this is, Hassan Campbell. You know what I mean? Or black people because it's Hassan Campbell. I think y'all should keep it more on that. And I think everybody in the comment shit as well. You see what I'm saying? But
I don't even know Math. I don't know Math half and even, and I'm not saying it's in a disrespectful way, right? I know who he is, but I don't know him enough to be able to pick up the phone and call him like I could do with Mikey or I could do with you, Haas. So, but if I had his number, I would be like, yo, bro, we going live right now. China on deck. Hassan is there, and we want you to pull up so that China could address him directly. I would love for that to be the case. I just don't have his number. So that was just to respond to you, Haas, on that note. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm glad you guys, you brothers did come up here though, man. We needed this, man. This was helpful.
Well, no, I mean, y'all can go, man. Whatever y'all want to say, y'all can say. That's all I wanted to get by. You know what I mean? We got to be judged by.
Like I said, for me, I don't hate China Mac. I just felt like the situation with Mac is real dangerous. You see what I'm saying? People don't understand. It's hard for a nigga like Mac to get to where he got. That wasn't easy. They held him back. He had to keep breaking the algorithm and breaking the algorithm and breaking the algorithm. And it's like, just like with me now, we seen them do this over and over again. They give you 15 minutes of fame. We see what they did to Rough Rider. We see what they did to Death Row Records. You see what I'm saying? We see what they did with the old Rockefeller. Jay-Z's still around, but even still, these look at Bad Boy. Hottest label in the world, So Death. They give you 15 minutes to fade, and then they fade you out. So it's like we can't fade each other out, especially coming from hip-hop. China Mac voice is very, very... It's big, and people don't even realize, like on this YouTube thing, this social media thing, some of us is bigger than Malcolm X and Martin Luther King with this internet, because they lie about the numbers of the people that's watching us. Malcolm X ain't never had this amount of people watching him within a 24-hour period. It was impossible. So we got to realize the power of our voice when we got hundreds of thousands of people watching. I took that situation very, very seriously, because I understand the power of, just like when 50 Cent came out, look what he did to Ja Rule. We all love Ja Rule too. But there is nothing on this earth that can resuscitate Ja Rule's career, and he's nice. So once the machine decides to cancel you along with another rapper or another blogger, you're done. Because the game goes like that. Ja Rule still had hits. It just wasn't accepted. Because it wasn't just him being canceled by 50 Cent. The machine canceled him as well. Look at Murder Inc. All the talented people that was on that label, the whole label went down the tubes. No more Ashanti, no more Lloyd. Like, come on, man. No more Vita. This is what happens. We have to be careful when we cancel each other, because it's not just us; it's our audience too. And that was my main problem. Because at the end of the day, I don't have no beef with China Mac. I don't want to beef with China Mac. China Mac might be one of the coolest dudes in the world. But at the same time, somebody had to stand up, because I know on Mac's platform, he's not going to address that, because he's not going to get messy. As soon as you get caught up in this algorithm with the YouTube beefing, YouTube going to start slowing you down again with your views. That's why some of the people that actually made it, they ignore the smaller channels that be going back and forth. It's not normal anyway for one person to make 1,000 videos against another person. And, my apologies to China Mac for the way I came out with the chicken, because the reality of it is I was trying to be funny and give people some entertainment in the live, but at the same time, it's hurtful. And I can admit that. It's hurtful. Yeah. So, when people say that I sway back and forth, I flip back because I battle with myself. There's a battle. The flip-flopping is because I battle with myself to be a more righteous person. Because if I ever fell into the dark side, then it will be to the point to where that I will never apologize to anybody. But I do realize, as a man, as a brother, as a father, as a lover, as a cousin, I make mistakes. I might wake up in the morning with an attitude and say some grumpy shit to somebody, and then later on be like, yo, I didn't mean that. I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. That's where I flip-flop at. Because when you look at a man and his foundation, I pay my bills, I take care of my children, I take care of my wife, I take care of all of my friends that come out of the penitentiary. Some of the ones that's not in the penitentiary, when they get behind on their mortgages or they rents, I take care of them. I take care of everybody around me. I am my brother's keeper. There's not one nigga around me that won't sit up there and tell you, yo, when I need him, he's here. I'm the nigga that everybody call for everything, and I'm there. I'm never with the no. I am the best friend. If anybody that had me with a friend, I'm more beneficial to them than they are to me. That's the type of person that I am. That's what I stand on. And when I say a Muslim's life, family, and property is sacred to another Muslim, I try to feel like that about my own people too. But I have to say it again, it's the most hurtful thing in the world to be black, especially with black people. And I'm gonna address this again. I'm gonna make a video on this topic just based off of Bronx River alone. The Bronx. Where's New York behind me when I go through certain things? It's like, yeah, we can fight and we can spar, but it's embarrassing that a Chinese man would actually apologize for the things that he said. But then you would have a black group of YouTubers that will slander me. They will raise my age. They think it's funny. All of their videos is based off of calling me a homosexual, something that I despise. Something that I despise, but it puts a smile on these niggas' faces to see the hurt go through somebody that's been hurt his whole life. And they live off of that and they thrive off of that. But a Chinese man could come up here and actually sit up there and apologize and say, hey man, I heard what you said, I heard how you feel, and I'm sorry. But black men that see me break down all over the internet, take those videos and re-upload them as if it's funny. That's when you know you're fighting a losing fight. I can't with my people.
Yeah, nah.
Sometimes it makes you want to throw the towel in.
No, I agree with you on that, right? So, but I do think that the YouTube, I mean, these platforms, it's designed to get the views and stuff like that, right? I mean, you know, we probably at some point have all engaged in that, but I think that it's fair game for the climate, but I think when on something of that nature, it's probably the most traumatic experience you probably had to endure. So it's like that is something you feel like everybody's against you, and I would probably feel the same way. And honestly, if somebody has never experienced that, then we can't really say, yo, man, we empathize with your plight. So that's something serious. That's something extremely serious. So I don't want to be up here, and I know China doesn't want to be, but we, you know, and Mikey, nobody wants to be up here feeling as if we're going to speak about something of that nature to kind of like use it as a tool. But I kind of feel like, you know how it is, man. We've been in those situations where sometimes your voice is your only way to kind of get back at somebody, and sometimes we can exploit that. We're human. We all fall short. But I don't want to give the impression that this is something that we are in the business of doing. Like, you know, we proud that you had to experience something of that nature. Now that I know I can speak for everybody up here that, you know, individuals is not lauding the fact that you might have endured something of horrific like that, and nobody should even be doing that. That's not right. It's not right and exact, and we don't want to give the impression like we acquiescing or we in agreement with something of that nature, because that's just not something that we want to even promote here on this channel or whatever like that. So, you know, kudos for both of you brothers for coming up here. Mikey reached out to China. He pulled up, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna holler at Haas to see what's going on. And I'm glad that a lot of other stuff was able to, you know, come to the forefront. We was able to get to the bottom of a lot of things because there's strength in numbers, man. When we unify ourselves and we come together and we do it for a right cause, it's nothing that we won't be able to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion in that regard. So, you know, definitely.
You know, one thing I would say is that me being, you know, who I am, I'm not a selfish dude. I'm not like, all of us can get in our ego, but when it comes to smaller platforms and shit like that, I don't let my ego get in the way. Like, nah, I'm too big. I support everybody that I can support. Anything that y'all brothers need me to do and other brothers need me to do, I come down to the brothers' platforms and put myself out there, whatever the case. But it's sad because, like, even with the so-called movement, I ain't gonna even say cats' names or whatever the case. Your first show is dedicated to giving me flowers, and then your next show you stab me in the back, and every show is about me being raped, molested, raped. He's gay, he's gay, he's gay. Like, you know, through slavery, they buck broke us. Now, through black culture and black internet, you're buck breaking me. I got raped by somebody that was raped by somebody that was raped by somebody that passed pedophilia down to our people. And instead of brothers saying, yo, we got to stop this, and do you realize that every male victim that watches Hassan Campbell or watches what's being done to Hassan Campbell on the internet, they're reliving my pain? How are they going to find the strength? Blue boys never tell that they were molested. It is the worst feeling in the world. They never tell. How do you heal your children? Why do you think so many young boys are angry, picking up guns and killing at the age of 12 or 13 years old and going to jail? All of these little boys wasn't drug dealers fighting over drug turf. And then you got to go back to our day and era where there was no gangs. Why were so many kids going to jail in the 90s? Because when their mothers was cracked out and doped out, they was being molested by the babysitter. And child molestation should not be a joke. And black people shouldn't be entertaining and laughing at that shit. Or you should not be even subscribed to channels that actually feel like this shit is cute. The most disrespectful thing that, like, for a man to sit up there and say, when I was 16, I was doing this. When I was 15, I was doing that. If you was doing all that at 15, your mother and father was a fucking failure. And guess what? The majority of black people ain't drug dealers. The majority of black people are not gangbangers. The majority of black people are not killers.
Facts.
So because your mother raised a killer, your mother raised a little hard-headed bastard out in the street at 15, 16 years old, everybody else's mother wasn't like that. Some of the kids in the community was kidnapped by street culture. The street culture that the code of the streets is fucking evil. The niggas who created the code of the streets was fucking evil. The mob, nah, none of this shit ain't going down in our house, but we can bring it to the niggas. The niggas, it's amazing how I sat up on Greenhaven Correctional Facility 2 weeks ago, and the brother sat up there and said, the brothers are here, the white boys are here trying to escape. The black dudes in jail trying to take over the jail.
Yeah, right.
Think about that. The white dudes is in jail is trying to escape. The black dudes is trying to be the head nigga inside Satan's house, the penitentiary. You see how backwards we are? And that's why we gonna always fail as a people. We failing. I don't want to run to jail. I want to go home. I sat on the visitor floor in Greenhaven Correctional Facility, sitting down with Terrence, and the first thing I thought when I sat on the visitor floor is, how could I escape? Then I said to myself, nigga, you a visitor. Why you keep thinking about escaping? I went to the bathroom on the visitor floor and looked in it was like a little window outside, but nothing but walls. You can't see nothing but the sky. When I pulled up in front of the gym, all I seen was a big wall. Then I asked myself, like, damn, what more could I do for my people to stop my kids, to stop the next generation from going to the same hellfire that we all had to experience? And if we keep on pushing this gangster persona and making it look like we got some trophies or some accolades because we done been through the fire, some dumb shit, dumb niggas that got caught doing dumb shit, and we don't save the next generation, where is the urgency to stop them young boys from being the next ones up in the penitentiary? This is my message, and this is what I do on the internet. Celebrity gossip is something that I had to tackle because celebrities is the number one thing. The rap game is the worst thing that ever happened to black people besides the crack game. We started glorifying black genocide. We don't even have songs like Self-Destruction no more. The algorithm of evil, the algorithm of Satan is not allowing us to have that.
Hey, everything you said was I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. I just want to say this, right? Like, at the end of the day, there is a narrative. There is somebody that's pushing this division. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely you can't say it isn't, because if you read all the books for Whole of Pale Horrors, you read all the stuff from back in the day, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We don't, me as an Asian person, a Chinese person, you might have some shit in the stores. You might have people holding their pockets, walking across the street, but we never oppressed black people. You know what I'm saying? Not from what I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, we never really had the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at this, it's like, damn, why? Because when I was coming up, we didn't have this hate. You know what I'm saying? When I went into juvenile detention center, the narrative was, we're all together. Like, you know what I'm saying? This group, we're all together, and these people, whatever the system is trying to keep us whatever. Right now, it's been changed because of this internet, because of the algorithms. And now you see so much separation that it's like, it wasn't there before. You know what I'm saying? But it's here now. You know what I mean? And you ask yourself, why? Why all of a sudden We hate each other so much. Where did this shit come from? Like, when did a Chinese person lynch a black person? Like, let me know that. Like, what Chinese, what mob of Chinese person rode into a fucking black town and fucking lynched and burned their houses and did all that? It didn't happen, bro. Like, it didn't happen. We've been here. Chinese people has been here. We've been getting lynched. I'm not trying to compare the fucking the struggle. I'm not trying to say we did more, whatever. I'm just saying we were here too, and we were getting it too. So now, why all of a sudden we hate each other so much because of a store, like because of a old Chinese lady that's saying you to get out the store because she just got robbed yesterday and she don't know and she don't speak English, and you know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, there's a lot of this, and it came out of nowhere, Haas. You know, you from New York City. It wasn't like we was hating like this like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We didn't have no drama like this. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it was more love than anything. Yes, but listen, Chinese people don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Chinese people look at me like I'm different because so it's just not, it's not the race thing, it's just that they look at things different and they've been trained a certain way. So I feel like I would like to have more of a conversation with you and kind of show you why Chinese people do what they do, why they are doing what they do, and kind of we could have a conversation. Really look at it like, damn, do they really hate y'all, or do they, or what is it? You know what I'm saying? And I think your perception would change. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we are stronger together, bro. I'm telling you this. We're stronger together, and we're kind of in the same fight. If you just seen how this world just like, you know, that how things are moving. You know, I'm not saying that y'all. I get it. Black people need to pick yourselves up from the bootstrap. Y'all need to worry about yourselves. Y'all need to get y'all shit together. But you don't need to hate another people while doing that. You don't need to promote the hate for another people that's just in the same struggle with y'all. We not in the same struggle. I'm not saying that it's the same struggle. I'm not saying that we got it like y'all or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is we not empowered. We not the ones that put y'all on crack. We not the ones that got y'all in the system. We not the ones doing that, bro.
That's true.
So for y'all, for you, not you, but for anybody pushing a narrative like that is dangerous. You feel me? It's dangerous, bro, because y'all basically doing the same thing that was done to y'all.
That's true.
And who's benefiting off of that? It's not y'all. It's not us. So I just want to leave with that, bro. I do respect you. I respect your platform. You know what I'm saying? I think you're saying some real shit. I think that people need your voice. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, sometimes we can be blinded by the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it takes something like this, hopefully, that we can open it up and we can open up a conversation, because conversation changes things, bro. All you need to do, you saying, I'll invite you to my house. You come to my house. You could come. Let's go eat. You know what I'm saying? I would like to introduce you to some of my food. I would like you to talk to my mother, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? I would invite you for that, bro. For real. You know what I mean? Because I want to show the people it's bigger than this, bro. It's really bigger than this. And when we just focus in on one little thing, this lady that kicked you out the nail salon or this, you're missing the whole point. You let in one little thing. I'm not saying it's little. And because your experience is your experience. How people treat you as a person is what you went through. And I can't tell you it's little, and I can't minimize it or whatever. But you have to understand, just like y'all went through something, we went through something. That Chinese lady that told you to kick out the store, that kicked you out the store, you don't know what she went through yesterday, bro. You don't know if she got robbed, if her husband got pistol whipped. You don't know what the fuck happened for that family to act like that. You know what I'm saying? But you're just taking it like, oh, they hate us. You know what I'm saying? And they taking it like, damn, they just robbed us 5 days in a row. They hate us. You understand what I'm saying? But it just takes a conversation. And Hassan Campbell, I would like to invite you for a conversation. Let's try to see if we can come to an understanding. If not, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you know that we are not in the power to oppress y'all. We are not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on in China. You're saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on in Africa. But right here in America, we fighting something very demonic. We fighting some crazy shit. And I've been in the system since I was a kid. I read all these books, bro. I read all these books. I studied NOI lessons. I studied God body lessons. I studied all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I have an understanding, bro. And I think you do too. And I think let's not get lost by the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to come to an understanding, because I think we can make more moves like that.
I definitely I agree with you. I appreciate it too. I'm a man of peace. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a man of peace, and I appreciate the positivity. I'm actually glad that this conversation led down a positive path. You know, because the reality of it is the highlights on the internet is just going to be of our ignorance, but the part where dudes actually went down a peaceful path and put peace on the situation, that's not going to be highlighted.
No, it's not. It's not.
And that's the bad thing about both of y'all got huge voices in the community, bro. Both of y'all got major voices. You know what I'm saying? You're a leader on here, Hassan. No matter what nobody want to say or how anybody feels, you are a leader on YouTube. Like you say, like Malcolm's and people of the past and prophets. This is what we see right now. We don't even know where this is leading to, what's going to go down. But the power of our voices, we got to use it correctly, bro. We can't use them to destroy each other. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good to check stuff. Because a lot of that goes, a lot of that you don't check becomes the truth. So it's good to check stuff, and it's good to show your support. But on the same token, we got to make sure that we creating the right content and hitting it from the right perspectives. Because sometimes, like, this becomes a whole Chinese and black thing when it was just a China Mac thing. Not even you know what I'm saying? His perspective on hip hop and where he came from, knowing Math Hopper, and the streets too. It was streets a part of that, because I know you speak for the village as a chief. You know what I'm saying, Hassan? Which we need more of in our community. You are a black father, and we need your voice out here. Your voice counts. You see what I'm saying? But on the same token, China was coming from that perspective. He was coming from a street perspective with that, what he said about Math Hopper. And I respect him for being solid for all the things that he stands for and the things that he lives by. You see what I'm saying? And I respect you for speaking out for Math Hopper and coming to the aid of a brother that you thought was wrong. That's respectful on both. But I think y'all just in the middle of that, what actually happened got wrong. You got caught up in the narrative and the content. And now we all creators on YouTube. We all smart. So we know how to get fly. We know how to get the views. We know how to get the most laughs of the content. And y'all both did good on that, because y'all had me all the way.
Hey, yo, but hold on. But look at and I know you guys won't take offense to this, but did you guys look at our thumbnail?
No, I didn't see it.
Yo, man. So that's just goes to show you. Look at the thumbnail real quick.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it was all in jest from our angle, right? We was like, oh shoot, yo, they going at it with each other. So we have one where China got the kung fu gear on, and you got the b-boy gear on, right? So it was funny from our perspective, right? But we didn't realize that there was a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So we coming up here just to have a conversation about this, right? And we didn't even think that that it would get to this point where you two guys would be up here. And the beauty of it is that I want to come to China. China keep inviting everybody to his crib, eating food and all that.
Let's get it.
Listen, you know I don't play no games, bro. I will pull up.
All this shit is like it's old shit. Like our parents and our grandparents, we brought that shit. They brought that shit over here.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And they went through whatever they went through for whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's different now. You know what I mean? And I'm leading the charge. That's some funny shit. But I'm leading the charge in our community to try to break that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, let's I appreciate this conversation. Even with all the bullshit, I felt like the bullshit is necessary so we can have a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna listen without the bullshit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We got the bullshit. You said what you said. I said what I said. It's not personal. This is definitely some shit, but let's take this opportunity to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something else that's really gonna change, and the bullshit is not gonna change nothing. The bullshit just gonna keep us feeding into the bullshit. You feel me? And that don't teach nothing. That don't do nothing but make your group of people hate this group of people, and this group of people hate that group of people, and that shit ain't gonna bring about no change. It's just gonna bring about more bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I appreciate this conversation, man. Hassan, man, much love to you, man. I appreciate this conversation, bro.
Word up.
Yeah, man.